Hello everybody, it's Neopop Princess here, and I have a speed paint for you. Well, it's still fan art, but this is a different kind of fan art. This is actually fan art for another YouTube artist. Zzoffer did a call for some artist submissions for a sort of celebration. She recently had hitting 10,000 subscribers, which is completely awesome. And actually, since she made that announcement at the end of September, I think now she's at 18,000 subscribers, which is insane for that amount of time, that big of a jump. So I just wanted to congratulate her. But yeah, she's doing a subscriber art show, and since I've been a big fan of hers and wanted to find an excuse to draw some fan art for her anyway, what a better way than to join this subscriber art show? The theme of the art show was to just draw your OC or you or your character just sort of hanging out with Zzoffer and, just getting to know each other, which is really cute. And so I found out that Zzoffer is a Ravenclaw, and myself, even though, to be honest, in my heart, I feel like I'm a Hufflepuff, but every quiz I've ever taken says that I'm a Ravenclaw, so who am I to judge? I'm a Ravenclaw. I'm cool with that. So I just wanted to draw us both in our sort of Ravenclaw blues, hanging out at maybe like the Three Broomsticks and enjoying a nice mug of butterbeer and just getting to know each other. Because doesn't that sound awesome? I think it sounds awesome. Plus, it sounds a lot easier to draw than like the Ravenclaw common room or something like that. Although that was my first idea. I also wanted to try to attempt like Honeydukes, and but it just time was not on my side. So a simple meeting at the Three Broomsticks, just sort of sitting at a table, was much more what I could handle at this time. Maybe next time I could do something a little more extravagant. But yeah, Zzoffer is an amazing YouTube artist. She's really funny. She has a really awesome art style. I've just really enjoyed watching all of her videos. She does a lot of neat challenges that really inspire me. I want to do some challenges here soon when I have some more time. But if you don't already watch her, you should really go check her out. And I'll put a link to her channel in the description on the off chance that you don't know who Zzoffer is. So yeah, we're both sitting at a table enjoying this nice mug of butterbeer. I kind of regret drawing a background because, man, this furniture was a pain. But, Neopop Princess, why on earth is there a bird on your chair? Well, I'll tell you, drawing this picture made me super nostalgic. When I was just a wee little artist at the age of 12, and, Harry Potter was only like on, I don't know, book 2 or something, I was obsessed with it. Everything that had Harry Potter on it, I had to have. So I had, all the journals, all the books, all the board games, all the plushies, and I used to do Harry Potter role plays online. I had every spell that was in the books, I had them written in a little notebook, so I would have, what the words were that you would need to say to cast a spell. I was in deep. So I was a Ravenclaw even back then, and I wanted to have a raven because I've always loved ravens. They're really smart, they can mimic human speech, they're just really cool looking. So yeah, my character always had a raven instead of an owl. And I know it's not on the approved list of things that you can bring to Hogwarts, but you know what? Neither is a rat. Looking at you, Ron Weasley. So if he can have a rat at school, I'm sure I can have a raven. It's like house pride. It's nothing too bad, and it can stay with me. It doesn't even have to go to live with the owls. It's fine. So his name is Charlie, and yeah, I just wanted to sort of add him since I was already going in so deep, drawing some Harry Potter themed fan art, and it's just sort of like a blast from the past for Ashley, for little Ashley, and plus any chance I can to draw some animals, I'm all about. So that's the story of why my character has a raven on her chair. I got distracted talking about my nerdy past, and I'm not even talking about the drawing, but that's okay because I feel like there's not a lot to say about the line art phase I really wish I had sped this up a little bit more, but this is one of the longest speed paints I've done, and I felt like I already sped it up so much. So thank you guys for sticking with me on this super, super long speed paint. I didn't intend for us to both have sneakers. I wanted some sneakers, and I couldn't find a reference on Zzoffer's shoes. And finally I came across one in her DeviantArt profile, and it was also sneakers, and I had already drawn mine. So, you know what? We're just both wearing sneakers because we're fashionable like that. I tried to at least make them slightly different, and I gave them different colors so it wouldn't just be like exactly the same. But yeah, you know what? Sneakers are cool, so we're both wearing sneakers. You know, don't judge. I didn't realize it until much later, but man, I drew myself a mess next to Zzoffer. My tie's untied, my shirt's untucked, I think my shoelaces are untied, and that's pretty true to life. I'm kind of a scatterbrained mess most of the time, so, although if it was more accurate, my shirt would probably be wrinkled, and I'd probably have a stain somewhere that I was trying to hide and failing, and, my shorts, my legs, my pants would probably be all ripped up. Yeah, I'm kind of a mess. Come on, I'm supposed to be an adult. Maybe, kind of. I'm supposed to pretend to be an adult. I should really get my stuff together. But, I don't know, maybe it's kind of like a metaphor for our YouTube channels. Like, hers is all really put together and really nice, and she has a constant upload schedule, and mine's just sort of like thrown together, whatever. Here's a video every 2 months, whenever I have a chance. I'm doing my best. I'm gonna try to be better. I know I say that every video. I'm so sorry, you guys. You guys are the best. I'm speaking of being a mess. I'm sorry if my voice is kind of raspy or sniffly. I'm really trying to overcome a cold, and I probably should have waited a little while until attempting this voiceover, but I was just so excited for this art show and for this picture. I just couldn't wait any longer. So hopefully my voice isn't too terrible, and I apologize if it is. Hopefully it'll be better for the next one. Oh, my little hairpin. I wanted to do some sort of little nod to my channel for my little logo, and so I drew this little hairpin, which honestly, if I could make in real life, I would probably wear it all the time because it's subtle and cute and adorable. I accidentally gave Zzoffer my little weird hair antenna just out of habit, so I had to go back and erase that because not everybody needs a hair antenna. It's just a weird little quirk I tend to add on my character. Very anime influence, and so yeah, I'm glad I caught that and fixed it. Ugh, this table. Like I said, the furniture was necessary, but I was like, why didn't I draw this outside? All this furniture was so tedious to draw. I had so much trouble, especially with the chairs. But I'll talk about that when I get to the chairs, unless I forget, and then I won't. But yeah, I was super excited for the excuse to draw some fan art for Zzoffer, because like I said, I'm a big fan of her channel. But I don't know if drawing such a big scene was the wisest idea, because this is the longest speed paint I've done, and it did put me behind on some other obligations, I will admit. Okay, drawing these chairs. I went through like 3 different styles on what kind of chair I should draw. I struggled with these darn things so much. I looked up references finally for like the movies and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter theme park and everything, and they don't look like the most comfortable chairs in the world, but maybe that's intentional. Maybe that's so people don't, stay there all day, with these really uncomfortable looking chairs. I also kind of cheated, and I drew one, and then I copied and pasted it on the other side. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, but I was just not going to try to draw this chair again. So, yeah, I'm really sorry. Oh, drawing my little raven, Charlie. I was so tempted to give him a tie, because how cute would that be? But I I just couldn't get it to look right, and I decided to spare him the embarrassment of wearing a tie this time. He lucked out. Also, how cute would it be to see a raven in a tie or a sweater vest? Right, distracted, sorry. You can kind of see Zzoffer's art style here because I posted a picture of hers for some colors to make sure I got her colors right. It's actually from her Harry Potter picture where she did an homage to Fantastic Beasts, and we're going to find them. So, yeah, I didn't realize until I put my character with another character that, oh my goodness, I draw my character so pale, which is true to life. I am super, super pale, but maybe I should fix that for my next picture, because, oh my goodness, I'm kind of looking zombie-ish over here. I'm much more like her sort of peachy color. It looks a lot nicer. I wanted to do the blue hair instead of the orange because, I don't know, blue hair is really neat. I've always wanted to dye my hair a neat color, but I've never had the nerve. So maybe Zzoffer will be an inspiration for me to try to finally get my pink hair that I've always wanted. Also, look at those freckles. I'm so happy how those freckles came out. They look so cute. From now on, I'm only going to draw characters with freckles. Everybody gets some. It's like 10 instant cuteness points. If I thought drawing the furniture was bad, coloring it was even worse. It's all just, I think it's because it's all brown and there's not a lot of variation, and trying to get it to look like wood was difficult. So yeah, I struggled for quite a bit to try to get this to look like I wanted it to look. And I think it looks okay at the end, but man, it was a difficult road to get there. What I did was I shaded it, and for these lines, the sort of wood grain texture, I picked the same color and I set it to multiply. And then I just sort of drew these wiggly lines to sort of look like the wood grain. And I'm pretty happy with that technique. Also, I erased it with a soft eraser in some bits, so it wasn't so prominent and distracting. But it still sort of gave that wood-like texture. And then I added some more shading on top of it to sort of pull it all together. But it felt like it took forever. And then same with the chairs. I just repeated the process to make it look the same as the table. Also, I made sure not to draw the lines too straight. Because it is wood and it would get worn down after a while. So for most of it, I tried to draw free-handed with just sort of like a wiggly sort of hand, if that makes sense. The bottom is a little bit more straight because I was more concerned with the perspective of it, which, I don't know, I still feel like it was kind of a fail. But I did my best, and I'm sure your eyes probably aren't drawn to the chairs and the table too much anyway, or at least that's not where I wanted your eyes to be drawn to, so I'm just pointing out mistakes so you can notice it now. Oops. For shading, I normally do like a blue color set to multiply, but I noticed it was feeling really cold, so actually I changed it to like a red color, and I think that worked a lot better. To make it look less sort of cold and dreary. It just gave it a lot more warmth. But yeah, that's how I shade normally. I just find a nice color, I set it to multiply. I usually change the opacity to about 60%, and then I use the soft brush to just sort of lay out where my shadows should go. Drawing wrinkles, or shading wrinkles, is always a really fun challenge, trying to figure out where the light would fall on the clothes. Also hair. Hair's difficult to do. Difficult, but fun. Especially when it's such an interesting color. Maybe I'll just give my character pink hair, and that will someday, maybe it will inspire me to dye my hair in real life. Because brown, not the most interesting color. I really am happy with how Zzoffer's face turned out. She looks really enthusiastic and happy, and she seems that way in her videos, so I hope she likes it. I think her eye color was right. I think I took that from her picture. Either way, I think it looks okay. Also, shading this butterbeer made me realize that I never have tried butterbeer, and I've always wanted to. It always sounds so good in the books. Like, it's supposed to taste like butterscotch, right? I don't know. Every recipe I've ever found that's like, do-it-yourself butterbeer is like, use 12 sticks of butter and 3 cups of powdered sugar, and that's just not what I want. It sounds way too rich, and I love me some sweet drinks, but not that thick and sweet. So if any of you guys know a really good recipe for do-it-yourself butterbeer that's not like drinking tar, like butterscotch flavored tar, please let me know in the description or in the comments, because I would love to try some homemade butterbeer. Okay. Sorry, back on subject. Although, yeah, butterbeer sounds amazing. I'm pretty excited about how everything's turning out. I'm actually really happy with how my Raven came out, even though it was just sort of like a last minute idea to add my Raven. But yeah, look at him. He looks so cute. Oh, when it comes to the background for this picture, I'm really happy with it, but unfortunately I forgot to record it. So I don't actually have that process on the Speedpaint, which is a shame because I worked really hard on it, but it was my own fault. I guess I just didn't push record. So I will have 2 versions of the picture available on my Tumblr and my DeviantArt, which if you don't follow, the links for that will be in the description. So yeah, I have one with the foreground and then one without, so you can just focus on us. But I think the one with the foreground adds a little bit of depth and it makes it look more like an illustration. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it came out, even if I didn't record it. But that's okay. This was already so long. I'm really sorry this turned out to be so incredibly long. I felt like if I sped it up too much more, you know, it would just be a blur. So I really appreciate any of you guys who actually watched the whole thing and stayed with me, because yeah, it's I think the end time was like 18 minutes. Whew, that's a long time. That's too long. I'll work on making these shorter. I think it's mostly just because this was an experiment. I didn't exactly have a plan for what I was going to do. It was sort of, you know, off the cuff, I think is the expression. But I really like how it came out. It turned out like a pretty good picture. I just wanted to add a little bit more highlights, and we're almost done. So again, if you're not familiar with Zzoffer, I highly encourage you to go check out her channel. I'll leave a link to her channel in the description. I know this was really long. I really want to thank you guys for sticking with me. I promise that I'll try to make the next one a lot shorter. This one just got a little out of hand. Sorry about that. But sincerely, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye!